Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, 8 o'clock in the morning, June 23rd. Anyways, here we've got the kick overlay chart. Yesterday I was showing how we had a pattern that looked like it was going to break out from the previous day. It was pretty much doing a mirrored image, and I thought this red day was yesterday. I thought we were going to possibly see a cross and then a flag into the afternoon and through the night. Instead, gold really just had troubles breaking the early morning highs, and it just kept bumping its head on it all afternoon. Didn't break through. This morning it's drifted through that. It wasn't on big volume or anything, but it's above that point and it's just kind of drifting its way up. And we'll have to see. It's kind of in no man's land right now. I think pretty much between these key levels, this support level here and this one, I think we're going to see it drift around. If the same selling picks up as what we saw the previous day, this big sell-off, we could see gold actually do another leg down and break this low. So I'm probably going to be moving our stop up to around the 1230 area to protect ourselves, maybe 1232. And because if it does roll over, we might as well get out with a small loss and pick it up at a lower price. Similar to what happened in the SP yesterday. It started to move up and then it just stalled and died, and I had moved our stops up to get us out early for a small loss and then buy back in at a lower price. So gold could be setting up for the same thing. Let me just pull the daily chart up and the intraday and I'll show you. This is the daily chart of gold. Zoom back in, and pretty much gold's just riding up. Whoa. Gold's pretty much riding up on this trend line here, and it pretty much found support through this noise in here, and now it's putting a little bounce in, and it's going to find some serious problems trying to get through this 1250. 1250 is a whole number. It's an easy number for everybody to say I'm going to get out at 1250. And if we look on the intraday chart, here's the 60-minute chart. You can see this is the past 2 days. It's been drifting up through the night on light volume. I don't like this angle of a drift. It's kind of bearish. Could be a possible head and shoulders here. I don't like a lower shoulder myself. It doesn't provide the best setups, but what we're seeing here is a drift right in through to this noise here, which is acting as resistance, which is why gold hasn't broken through it. There isn't any volume to push it up through. There's pretty much volume has died out as gold's tried to move up more or less. So it's at resistance. There's not a lot of volume. We need some follow through today. We need a surge to break it up past that point. And I want to put our stop somewhere in possibly 35, which is about our break-even point, or possibly just around this 30 area or 32. So that's what I'm looking at. This type of price action in general, though, it can, even though it does look a little bearish, we are in a big uptrend. So we've got this. Let me just price of gold is kind of starting to hook up, which we've seen that before on lots. It happens in gold all the time. You get the sell-off, and then you get this bounce, and then it starts to hook up, and then if it's still as bullish as it was earlier, people are going to just jump in and it's going to pull it back up, and then it'll test through key support here and then continue its rally. So if we get this hook up and we get a surge, we might see it settle back down right into this support level and then continue its way higher. So that's what I'm kind of looking for today, but because it's going up, it's trading at resistance, it's drifted up, I want to move our stop somewhere up in this area, because if it does crash, I think if we flip this to the downside, we've got a 10, 20, almost $30 move down. Measure that down and we could, that would break these lows, put us somewhere down around the 1210, 1215 area, and that would be a nice big three-wave ABC correction, which would flush out a ton of people, set gold up for the actual move that the big breakout is kind of what I'm thinking it's heading towards. Anyways, as for the SP 500 here, we've got this is the daily chart, pretty much where we're trading. Here's the February correction, and then we had the breakout here, which I've been pointing to, and then we had a sharp pullback, and the market, the sentiment indicators all showed panic selling, which is this gray little spike down here in the NYSE. It pulled down That's exactly what we're seeing over here now. As we've had this sharp pull down, we've got this spike and panic selling yesterday. Usually when there's panic selling, we usually have 1 or 2 days of kind of washout of just choppy action, and then the price reverses. So we've pretty much pulled right down to a key support level. We're on the 14 period moving average, and it's looking pretty good. As for the market internals, the main ones that I really like today are, this is the NYSE advanced decline line. It's stocks, 1,850 stocks moved down yesterday, puts the markets into a somewhat fairly oversold condition, and we could see a relief bounce up today, which should move the market up. Also, the NYSE trend, we had 2 days of selling. Yesterday was pretty intense selling. When the trend hits 3.5 up here, it's anything above 1 is really negative, extremely negative. And what happens is after we get a couple of these big selling days, we see these little island, these little clusters down here, which is a day of kind of accumulation and kind of a rebound, just because things are so overdone. So I'm hoping today we're going to get that rebound. We're going to see price trade, this trend trade down around the 50 or 40 area. So that's what I'm seeing there. The odds are kind of favoring that. As for the VIX had a nice move up yesterday. It's pretty much trading right through, it broke this previous little high, but it's trading at this kind of pivot point right where this previous one came down and bounced, and also the resistance level here. So it's trading at a pivot point. This is a nice move up to flush out a lot of, it just shows there's a lot of fear creeping into the market. We want fear because fear usually pins a bottom, and if we're lucky, we're going to see everything start to roll over in the next day or two, hopefully today. Anyways, that's about it for now, and I'll talk to you guys later.